Some of you are going to walk away and you're going to think, well, I've got this whole list of things I need to do differently. Now at the top of the list, I've got to lighten up. And you might think, well, this is going to take a lot of work. Like most objectives, I'm going to have to do all these things so that I can learn to lighten up. And actually, all you really want to do is get out of your own way. Think about the last time you had a really great time. At the end of it all, did you stop and think, boy, that was really hard? No, probably the time just flew by, and that's what happens when we have a good time together. As a result of that, you have people who are in positions today who have been there for a very long time who chose their career because of the stability. And so my message to you is do not back down. You will get a lot of resistance. And I want to share with you some ideas to help you with that. Now you will notice that different people embrace change differently. In fact, how many of you here have ever personally tried to change someone before? Anybody? Yeah. And how does that work out for you? I know, it makes for a great first marriage. As a result of technology, our attention spans are at lower forms than they ever have been before. 22 years ago, you could sit and listen and pay attention for 20 minutes at a time without any distraction. Does that feel great? Now, what do you think is the average attention span today? 3 minutes? 5 minutes? It's 9 seconds. You want to tie recognition to the overall bigger picture. It's not about what you are doing, but it's what you are doing and how it's making a difference to people around you, how you are contributing to the team, how you are supporting and helping our community. Never, ever, ever recognize people for work they're supposed to do anyways. See, we are always more motivated by fear of loss than anything else. Remember that. That's very critical. People need to know the kind of loss that we will experience if we do not move towards change. Banks have figured this out. If you do not pay your mortgage, they will take your house away. That is incredible loss. What if banks did what every organization does now? Instead, we recognize people all the time. And they said, you know what? You don't need to pay your mortgage, but if you do, we'll appreciate you. We'll send you flowers. Imagine that you're driving along and somebody needs to merge in front of you. How many people here are going to let them in? Okay. Now, who here is not willing to let them in? Okay, so here's how this works. If I look at you and you look down, I can still see you. So who's not willing to let them in? Driving. Now, why would you not let them in? Just briefly. Because you're in a hurry. You've got plans. You've got obligations, right? You got up early. You got there on time. That's their problem. How many people here would act as if you didn't even notice they were there? Some of you might think, well, you know, I let the last guy in, so that was my good deed for the day. Some of you may even want to teach that person a lesson. There are rules of the road, and they should just know what those rules are. So that's all level 1, survival. People act as if they're in a silo, like they don't even notice what's going on around them. New ideas come at them and they say no. Something they don't expect comes their way, they say no. They are in survival. If you are dealing with someone who's in survival, here's what it feels like. You are a problem. Women share an average of 13,000 more words in one day than men do. 13,000. So you walk into one of your meetings with a group of mostly male construction managers. You know, it's about noon. They've used up all of their words. You have 13,000 more words to go. And here's why this is true. It's because our brains are actually designed differently. Men tend to have basically 2 areas in their brain that they will draw information to make decisions. They check 1, 2 places, that's it. Whereas women, it's more like, I think of it as a shoe closet. We have a whole bunch of spots in our brain where we store information. So what we actually have to do is open up the closet, put all the shoes out on the floor, look at them all, and then decide what we want to use. And so in order to do that, we have to talk through those solutions. So I went into Walmart, standing in line, and the girl's ringing through my groceries. And then she stops and she looks up at me and she says, "Now, would you like to donate $2 to help a sick child?" I said, "Well, I don't know. How sick is he?" Because I've got a sore throat, a bad back, a little bit of psoriasis. Maybe I need a jar at the Walmart. Well, a little bit of further questioning suggested to me that she did not know who these sick children were, right? Or whether or not you got a $2 tax-deductible receipt for your donation. She knew nothing. And I thought, how can you expect us to care about something that clearly you do not? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.